great.
Doing good.
Introduce yourself so we all know who we're talking to here.
I'm Danny, Nit Grit.
Danny.
Danny, just call me Danny.
I'm Mikey, Antiserum.
I'm Crizzly. I go by Chris. Lee. But my DJ name is Crizzly.
Just put it together.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how I came
Go by
up with it.
Crizzly.
Yeah.
All right, cool, very cool. Let me tell you, it's got to be a different experience for you guys. I mean, you guys are at the Warped Tour. You got, hear this in the background, you know what I mean? There's so many different aspects. And you know what? Let's set a party up at 11 o'clock in the morning till like 8 p.m. Usually, you know what I mean? You guys are sleeping by the time the shit ends. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Different experience. How do you guys get the kids pumped up? I mean, it's got to be different tricks. These kids don't get a chance to see you usually, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Maybe if they're at like a college tour or something like that, they get an early day show, but this is, you know what I mean? Because going out 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning usually.
I'm gonna let Chris answer this one.
Yeah, it's a totally different experience. It's weird waking up at 11, you know, and getting out there. We'll have the first set of the day sometimes, and it's just like the kids don't care.
Right.
They literally just don't care, and they will turn up no matter what time it is. If it's raining, literally it was raining during my set, right when it started. Rain just came.
It was
and
awesome.
They didn't care. They don't care about stuff like that, and that's what's awesome and unique about this festival is that people are here for the right reasons. You know, they're here to hear new music, see their favorite bands, and it just works out, and it's great.
See, that's the great thing about the Warped Tour. It's got such a diversity, though. You know what I mean? There's metal, there's hip hop, there's DJs. You know what I mean? For the kids that didn't know you or didn't give a shit about you yesterday, they see you today and they're like, dude, it was so good. I gotta go and get that CD. I gotta meet these dudes when they're done. You know what I mean? They're telling their friends like, check this shit out.
Yeah, and that's the reason why we do it for sure.
Yeah, I like Warped Tour because it's a huge challenge being a DJ, but I feel like we stand out. We have a lot of dynamics with our songs. Also, the crowd is a lot younger. Most of them can't get into clubs where we normally play, and for me, my fan base is a lot of 14 to 18-year-old kids, really young kids, and this is the only chance they get to come and see me play. So it's cool to be able to finally reach some of those fans that can't come to the club.
No, definitely. I feel like there's a good crossover, especially for the for younger kids, especially in high school. They kind of grew up on EDM. It's blown up in the last 6 years, I would say. And so when they're in high school now, they're in probably 20. So there's a good crossover now. I think Warped Tour kind of brought the diversity. And I mean, I've listened to metal bands, and from indie rock to metal, I was all about it. And that's where I kind of somehow made it into EDM, making EDM music. But and it's kind of weird playing the Warped Tour. But I feel like there's a good crossover. And even if they don't know you as an artist or a DJ or producer, they can walk by and go, I like this, and they'll go to the stage and that's how you get new fans. Just like I'm walking out there with Born of Osiris, huge band out here, and they're huge Nit Grit fans. I did not know this, and I went and saw them. They're just fucking amazing. So it's again, the crossover goes both ways, and I think it's great that the Warped Tour has that diversity.
You did mention that the music itself, it's getting a bigger fan base. I mean, I used to throw raves back in the day, and I'd find a warehouse, man. I'd get the shit. I'd put out the flyers with a phone number. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
All this today, this fucking party's gonna be here. You know what I mean? But now it's a whole new generation. You guys are playing at actual clubs. You guys are playing at big places. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
It's a whole different experience than what it once was. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Before it was
definitely.
like the party was great, but now it's just like it's an actual show. I mean, you guys got all that shit that you guys put behind you with the visuals and the fucking all the speakers. You know what I mean?
Kids get pumped.
You guys go to one of your shows and you feel the bass, you know what I mean? You guys got so many speakers you packed into that shit.
Yeah.
So that's got to be a little bit different too from the show that you guys usually put on the club. Is definitely not something you're able to cart every fucking day from here to there. You know what I mean?
Depending on the club, though, there's some clubs that really pack in some fucking speakers. But yeah, definitely. How should I answer this one? I remember when I first started out, it was playing raves and underground warehouse parties, and then it slowly became venues. And then I remember I hopped on the Pretty Lights tour, and it was big amphitheaters and stuff like this, and I was 8,000 people at sold out shows, and so it was a big playing Fillmore's, and I would never thought when I first started, I thought I was just doing it for fun. and playing these underground parties to be playing Fillmore's and knitting factories, and you know, it's a trip actually. It's a big trip.
Yeah, it's funny that you're talking about how I used to throw raid warehouse parties, because yeah, that's how I got my whole start in this whole thing, was you know, breaking into a warehouse with a generator and 2 turntables and you know, one subwoofer, and just party until you know the sound came up. I miss it. No one does that anymore, you know.
No, it's completely different.
It's gone now. In the Bay Area, from where I'm from, it was huge out there for a while, and yeah, that's how I kind of got into this. I kind of forget what the actual question was. But
what was like the difference between
the contrast between
it's
warehouse and where we're at now with the.
I like it. It's a great change. It's refreshing.
I get more sunlight.
Yeah, we're all like we all got rid of our.
We all got tans now.
We all got rid of our studio tan.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great. I don't know. It's a very nice contrast to club life.
Now, you know, with Michael Ealy just getting out, you know what I mean? I heard he's going to start trying to do parties again. Party Monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got released like a month ago.
Yeah, I heard about that, yeah.
So it's, you know, it'd be kind of cool, you know what I mean? For someone who did all the shit that he did, for, you know what I mean? If he starts actually doing it again, it'd be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this, for all these bands out here, you guys doing what you do, ever heard one of their tracks and say, you know, if I just did this, like, you know what I mean, it'd be so much fucking better. Like, you know what I mean?
All the time. That's pretty much what I do, like, every time I make a song, because I do a lot of remixes, and I'll hear a song, and I'll be like, this would be awesome to play, but if it did this,
right.
like, I'll make a drop on it and do that, because one of my things that I also do is, I used to be a wedding DJ, and I'll play songs that the crowd is familiar with just to get them pumped up, you know. And then once the drop comes in, you know, they don't care what noises are going on; they're just like already dancing. So it kind of just keeps the flow going. But yeah, that's what I like to do.
Yeah, no, it's been cool being on this tour. Just I'm just trying to soak it all up. You know, all the different vibes that all these bands are giving off, their stage presence. You know, how they perform, how they interact with the crowd. I just try to just kind of just absorb it all and sort of adapt to that, put my own twist on it, you know. Like starting mosh pits and stage diving and shit, like that's it's really fun. Like, starting shit like that, and all these bands are doing that, and you know that happens at our stage too, a lot. There's all kinds of crowd surfing and moshing going on. And, yeah, it's cool to be able to take those influences and adapt them to your own performance.
I come from like playing in bands, so I actually structure my songs not like you'd say the normal track, you know, that an EDM artist would make. I have like, you know, I structure it a little bit differently. So sometimes I'll play a guitar and get, figure out what kind of chords I want to play, and then I'll put it to synths. And the movement in my songs, that's what actually is very difficult for me, because I play an all original set out here of all my own productions. So having only 30 minutes to showcase, just like all these bands, they're like, well, what are we gonna do? You know, like there's some bands that have long songs, and they have a 6-minute song. I mean, you're sucking up your whole time out here. But so the way I structure my songs is a little bit different, and it makes it actually very difficult with like a 30-minute time slot.
Yeah, you definitely gotta rearrange your shit, so you know, like you only got that much. You gotta grab them while you can. So you know.
And even with like my favorite bands, and just even with lyrics, I also with the samples I use or that I use in my tracks, like just that feeling, that gut feeling that you want when you're listening, that gives you that goosebumps. I try to figure out like, you know, how to get the build up to that. Like I do like Marvin Gaye remixes and stuff like that. You know, something that has like that to it.
Oh yeah.
So I feel that, you know, I try to convey that the same way a band would, and I don't think that's the norm of what a lot of EDM artists do. But you know, that's my own steez on it, I think.
Very cool. Very cool. Now, what are the chances of this? Like, all right, I'm gonna kick this to you guys. If you guys want to use it, go right ahead. You know what I mean? The tour's going, you guys are making connections, you guys are meeting bands that you do. Remixing a certain track that you like from it, and just saying, you know, the Warped Tour 20th anniversary, check what we did to your favorite shit.
I actually went to, because I'm friends with the Born of Osiris guys. And Lee can do fucking sweeps like no other. And I actually told him that I'm going to send him a beat and I want him to do sweeps over a track. So we're going to do a collab more than remixing. I want to do a collab with them.
Very cool.
So, and they're all fans and I'm fans of theirs. So it's like, that's my big goal for, after the tour is to do a collab with Born Osiris.
Cool.
Yeah, same here. Lee is like been one of the coolest guys that we've met so far, I feel like. And the whole band. Yeah, I really would like to work with them. I really would like to work with this band Vanna. Maybe do a remix for them. And I'm actually supposed to be doing a remix for K-Flay, who's on our stage.
Oh wow.
She's gonna give me some stems to do a remix. But I'm just trying to work with as many people as possible out here and create some new,
Make connections where you can. You know
some
what I
new
mean?
future stuff. Just making some metal and trap fusion shit. I don't know.
You know what? You're gonna be doing this tour. This ain't shit you're gonna be able to do every day. You know what I mean? It ain't like tomorrow you're gonna go ahead and get Motionless and White and say let's go together. You know what I mean? Because you don't mesh. Like you got the opportunity now out there. It's do what you can while you got the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
No, definitely. Actually, like Equal Vision Records is like my favorite record label. And again, coming from like Circus Survive being my favorite band, Fall of Troy. I mean, God, they have endless amounts. And I actually talked to their A&R person about they do remix albums, and I was gonna do a remix for them for maybe hopefully like I the Mighty. I'm into them. They're kind of a new band coming out. And they're actually on this tour. I've not seen them yet, but I don't think they're out yet. But yeah, I would like to do a remix for them. So.
Cool. What I want you to do is, obviously you guys are each your own artists, you guys got different shit.
Yep.
Go ahead and pump up your release, your YouTube, your Facebook, your Twitter, all that shit, so everyone knows when this is done where to go to see you guys and what's coming up next for you.
For me, I am Nit Grit, and my next release should be coming hopefully soon after I have a tour right after this with Wicked the Instigator, and hopefully have an EP out. In between that, I'll be working with him, but you can download all my music for free at nitgrit.com. You can check me out on Twitter at nitgritmusic, at nitgritmusic. I don't know if you want my Instagram, it's nitgrit _, I don't know if the underscore grit. If you want pictures, honestly, God, it's my personal account. It says pictures of my fucking cats. So if you like cats, it's for you.
I'm Antiserum from the Bay Area. You can follow me twitter.com/Antiserum, soundcloud.com/Antiserum, facebook.com/Antiserum. Instagram is at AntiserumSF. And then my last release was on Skrillex's label, Osla. The track's called Wild. My buddy Snails from Montreal. So go check that out. Thanks.
Yeah, and my name's Crizzly. I got a website, crizzly.com. You can all the links are up there, so if you want to just check that out, you can get to everywhere: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I put out songs all the time for free on my SoundCloud, so hit that up, and everything's free. I even got free CDs at Warped this year,
cool.
so we're just handing them out. We're just giving free shit to everyone. So
It's all about the free stuff.
That's it, man.
You love it.
Fucking kids these days. I got one more question for you guys, and I'm glad I get to ask you this. Every motherfucker out there thinks they can be a DJ these days. Like, you know what I mean? This is something you guys do for a living. You guys put in your time. It ain't like you're just sitting there and downloading Fruity Loops and shit. You know what I mean?
No.
You get people that are celebrities that are like, I'm DJing at this club. I'm doing this. You know what I mean? How does that make you guys feel? That something that you're putting so much time and hard work in, that any asshole can be DJ Paris Hilton tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel you 100% on that. That's what's hard for me. And then whenever like, because I use Ableton to actually DJ. I mean, I don't use CDJs. And the thing is, I do 100% all original sets. So when someone asks me that question, I'm like, well, you make 100% of your own original set for 60 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
And see how it goes over in the crowd.
Yeah.
But no, it's difficult, but I feel like that's how I showcase my music, just like a band would. You don't want to see your favorite band play a bunch of covers. You want to hear their songs.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about my music and how I DJ. So.
For me, yeah, I've been doing this for a long time, for over 10 years, and it's a little frustrating now to know that if you have a lot of money, you can skip a lot of the hard work stuff that I had to do. You can buy someone to ghostwrite a track for you that will be a chart-topping track. You know, you can get a DJ set up and mix really easily now. You know, you don't have to really know how to like mix and blend stuff.
Pitch, everything. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a little frustrating, but at the same time, you know, I'm just kind of trying to evolve with it and sort of adapt to everything now. And I think it just comes down to writing good songs, you know, writing anthems and tracks that last. And that's just what I focus on. I really kind of don't let any of that bullshit kind of cloud my vision.
Can I add on to that?
Yeah.
I was a huge Antiserum fan before I was even Nit Grit. I would be going to his shows in SF. I'm from the South Bay, and so I would go to his shows, and that's when you didn't have the tractor with your, you know, beat matching and shit like that, where it's super easy. Anyone can just get on a computer and just be like, oh, I can just beat match that, and okay, just go to mixing key and figure out what songs work together. But I would see him; it was an inspiration for me to go home and produce. No, definitely. I mean. And so I'll go see him play live, and that's when like the early dubstep really came in, and then that's when I was just producing. I'm like, how do I take this and, you know, make it, and it was a big inspiration for me. So
I want to add one more thing. There's one other thing that happens a lot these days that never used to happen is now that everyone is a DJ and a producer, they think that they can just you know, remix anything and then put it out on something like SoundCloud, you know, with the original artist names attached to it, call it a remix when it's like, you know, they've added like one little hi-hat sound or, you know, one little extra synth. And that never used to happen, you know, 10 years ago. Everything was pressed on vinyl. You had to have artist permission to do a remix. But now it's like everyone just thinks that, you know, they can just take someone's hard work and just kind of take a shit on it and put it out.
That's pretty much exactly right.
Well, we just threw it under the bus.
I don't know. It's different now. It's a lot different, you know. People just grab bits from all over the place.
It's difficult to stand out now because it's so easy to be just everyone else. It's difficult to stand out, and I think at least with our crew on the Beatport stage, they did a great job with diversity of everyone standing out in their own individual way.
Yeah, that's what I do. I take other people's stuff and just add on to it. But I mean,
you just do it better than everyone else.
I guess I add originality to it. I mean, like some aspects of it, and that's the main key. Is like to be like original and have like your own original sound, because that's the only thing that's gonna make you stand out now. Because everyone is a DJ, and it's really not that hard. But I think the most frustrating part would be like people who are like turntablist and like believe in turntablism, and if you don't use a turntable, they're like, they just say you suck, or like you don't deserve to be anywhere just because you don't use turntables. But there's like plenty of ways to DJ. Like he's able to use CDJs, and I use Tractor. It's more than just the DJ set. It's like an all-encompassing thing.
Right.
It's like it's a business now. It's you gotta stand out, and it's a business type thing. And I mean, being original is the key thing.
Very much so, yes.
Yeah, whatever's coming out of the speakers, as long as it's banging, that's all that matters. You know, it could be any format, CJ, turntable.
As long as you don't play a pre-recorded set.
Yeah.
Then I don't know.
I mean, yeah. Sure.
See, I mean, the question wasn't to knock away what you do. I understand you do the remix and things like that. It was just, so to speak, like where somebody who is on a reality show that can go to New York City or Las Vegas and go ahead and just push play.
That's
like,
money.
You know what I mean?
That's
like,
money. That's someone else. That's a promoter allowing bullshit like that. So
exactly.
someone
You know what I mean?
money all in that garbage out there. So yeah.